Thank you for coming. I know you're getting a lot of interest in learning solar systems. Without solar system, you'll be paying a lot of electrical bills. Once you are getting this information, make sure you apply it in your homes, in your business, or in your offices. Okay? Now today, we jump in the solar battery in series. Today we're going to talk about solar batteries. Are solar batteries connected also in series or parallel? Okay, some people ask that question. Yes, since we saw that the solar panels where we learned about the solar panels when they are connected in series. Then we saw in series, then we saw they can also be connected in parallel. Okay, now and again we saw that they can also be connected in series parallel. Now here comes that even the batteries, the solar batteries, can be connected in series connection. We are going to learn today about our solar batteries connected in series connection. Okay? Now, before we start, we jump into our lessons today. We have started with the batteries, and I mean, we have seen the batteries. They are device. It is a device which stores electrical energy. Okay, it stores electrical energy from the solar panel. Okay, and it stores this energy in a form of chemical energy, which chemical energy again is transferred, is used, okay, from the battery, and it turns into electrical energy. Now we want to see how do we connect these batteries. Okay, how do we connect these batteries? Sometimes we connect them in parallel, sometimes we connect them in series connection. Now today we are going to look at how we connect them in series connection. Okay, you don't just connect the batteries far. There is principles you need to follow. Which principles are these which we are seeing today, which we are learning in this chapter today? The chapter is the solar batteries in series connection. I know we saw the last video, we saw how we calculate the battery. Okay, you should know how the formula of calculating the solar battery of any solar system. Okay, without that formula, you can't design any solar system. Okay, or if you are the client or the customer, always ask a technician to size for you. Give a technician time to size for you a proper battery you will use to drive your fridge, your TVs, your lights. Okay, as I showed you in the last video, how we connect or how we size or how we calculate a solar battery. Okay, now today we want to see that calculated solar battery. Are you going to connect them in series or in parallel? Okay, now let us see how we connect them in series. Series is continuous. Parallel is in series connection, means connecting positive terminal of the positive terminal to the negative terminal of the next battery. Connecting the positive terminal to the negative terminal of another battery. See this. They are saying connecting, it means connecting the positive terminal. This is the one battery. Okay, it is rated in 12. Let us say, okay, 12 volts. Even this one is 12 volts. Okay, this battery, its positive terminal is connected on the next battery on the negative terminal, and that is the series connection. That is what we mean by series connection, connecting the positive terminal of one battery to the negative terminal of the next battery, like this, connecting this to this to this, and we have connected positive terminal of one battery and negative terminal of the next battery, and this is the series connection. Okay, this is the what we call by series connection. You can connect other battery if there is another battery here, like this, let us say we have another battery here. Okay. This battery has positive and it has a negative. Okay. Now we need to connect also this battery to this one which are already connected in series. It depends how many batteries you have. Either you have 4 batteries, either 5, 6. It depends which battery, how many batteries you have. Now let us connect them in series. We have got another battery. We connect it also to the power bank. This is called a power bank. Okay, this is a power bank. I know people who are using the phones, you have this word is common to you, that this is a power bank. A power bank has ampere hours. You buy it when you're buying your power bank, which charges your battery. They sell it according to the capacity rating. That is the ampere hours. The same thing with the battery. The battery are rated in ampere hours. Okay. Now connecting this in series, we put this positive to the negative. We connect this positive to the negative of the other battery, and this is the series connection. Series connection of the battery. The same value. Make sure these values are same. Don't put a 12 volt, then you put a 6 volt. No. Always use same value. Now, if you're connecting these batteries, and our aim, why we connect solar batteries in series connection, why we connect these solar batteries in series connection, we're going to see them. Now, what happens when we connect in series? What happens when we connect this? Okay, if you have an answer in the comment, you can send it. Now, if you connect solar batteries in series, okay, you remember what we said on solar panels. If you connect in series, what increases? The voltages. The same principle comes also in batteries. When you connect the batteries in series connection, you increase the voltage. Okay. Now our answer is, here we have 1 point. The voltage increases. Okay. The same thing happens to the solar panel. Now it is happening to the solar batteries. Okay. Once you see anything in series, voltages is being increased. Okay. Voltage is the pressure which pushes electrical to move, or electrons to move. That's the definition of a voltage. Now we are adding pressure which pushes electricity to move, or electrons to move. Now that pressure is the voltage which is being increased. Now the voltage of this, let me give you an example. The voltage of this 12 volts battery, this 12 volt battery, and this 12 volt battery, if it is increasing, how? We say the total voltage will be, the total voltage of this power bank will be 12 volts for one battery, plus 12 volts, plus 12 volts. It will give us, the total voltage will give us 36 volts, meaning this power bank will range 36. When you get your multimeter, like this, okay, get your multimeter, set it in DC position, okay, DC position. Now since you are expecting to find 36 volts, okay, on which terminal? You remember the terminal we left, the negative terminal we left, and we are having a positive terminal which we have left. Okay, the first battery you leave one terminal, and the last battery you leave the last terminal, which is positive and negative, because we have 2 probes. These 2 probes are, there is black and red. There is black and red. Okay, negative, positive. Now you press your port after setting on the DC position. Always you may put on 200 volts. Okay, press your positive probe here on the last battery, on the terminal which is not connected, which is the positive. Then the negative terminal, press it on this first battery. The meter will show you 36. The multimeter will show you when you put in the value of 200 volts, because 200 volts, this 36 will fall within the 200 volts. Okay. Now, if you don't find this, it means there is a problem on your connection. Check proper connection. Always check the polarity. Polarity, I mean positive and negative. When you're connecting, always check the polarity. Polarity is so crucial in connecting the batteries. If you do mistake, you might get some blast. The battery can blast. Okay? Now, always connect positive, negative. This positive goes to the negative of another battery continuously. It depends on the system you have designed. Okay? Now, another thing, why we connect in series. Why we connect these things, solar batteries, why we connect them in series. The capacity, AH, stays the same. If we have calculated that we need a capacity of 100 AH, let us say our battery is 100 AH. 100 AH. Also this one is 100 AH. Also this is 100 AH. Okay? These three batteries, their capacity is 100 AH. Remember, a power bank is measured or is sold according to its capacity. The capacity is the ampere hours. Okay? Now, they are telling us that connecting these solar batteries in series, okay, the voltage increases, but the capacity, the AH stays the same. What do they mean? They mean that this 100 in series, still we shall get 100 ampere hours, meaning the capacity stays the same. Okay? In series, we say capacity, in series, the voltage increases. Okay? And current stays the same. Now we have the current, ampere hours. Ampere is the current. It's a SI unit of the current. Now, plus the hours. Okay? Check this. If an example, let me give you an example of this. If we want to calculate the total current, the total capacity of these three batteries which are connected in series, we say the total current, let us say T is the total current, is equals to current in battery 1. Current in battery 1, we want to find the total current, the total capacity. Okay? Current in capacity in battery 1 will be, or current in battery 1 will be equals to current in battery 2. Will be equals to current in battery 2. Still will be equals to current in battery 3. Equals to current in battery 3. Therefore, if this battery 1 has 100 AH, total current or total capacity will be equals 100 AH. The same thing is equals to the second battery, 100 AH. It is the same with the third battery, is equals to 100 AH. Meaning the capacity rate doesn't change. Okay? That's what it means. The capacity remains the same. our panel, but the voltages will change. 12 volts plus this is 24 plus another battery that is 36. The voltage will remain, and in total we shall get 36 volts, 100 Ah. That is the battery capacity of this when you measure. Meaning after calculating all your loads, and you need a 100, you have calculated using the 36 volts, and you have calculated using when your loads, when the 100 Ah is able to drive your loads, and you're using 36 volts, you will need a 3 battery, 100 volt, 100 Ah, 12 volts. Connect them in series to make 36, but the current or the capacitor remains the same. And this is the series connection. Okay? Now, we are going to see if we connect we are going to see why do we connect. We are going to see why do we connect batteries in series. Since we have seen what happens, that the voltages increases, that the capacity also remain the same. But why do we connect them in series? Okay? Why? What is the reason behind connecting the batteries in series? Fine, there is parallel. Why don't we connect them in parallel? Why have we decided to connect them in series? What is the reason behind? Let us see the reason behind why we connect the batteries in series. Okay? Let us remove this and we put why do we connect the batteries in series? What is the reason behind? What is the logic behind? What is the technical information behind? Why do technicians connect these batteries in series? What is the logical? Well, let us see the logic behind connecting the batteries in series. Okay? Before, you see, batteries, before you connect the batteries in series, you must be knowing these reasons which we are going to see why we connect them in series. Okay? Then why let us see why solar batteries are connected in series. Why? Some other people, some technicians or customers ask themselves why solar panels are connected in series. In series, why don't you connect them in parallel? As we have seen, if we want more voltages or high voltages, we need to connect them in series. Okay? Then we keep our capacity constant. The AH, the ampere hour, is the capacity. Okay? Now, why do we connect them in, though we know that we are increasing the voltages? Okay? Now, let me give you one of the reasons. You know, this series connection, it also helps. Like, instead of buying a one huge high voltage power bank, okay? One huge high voltage power bank, we can use small voltages connected in series instead of buying one huge voltage power bank. Okay? Because one battery can get faulty and it is easy to replace than this huge power bank. Once it gets faulty, you need to buy another one, which is an advantage that if you connect the small batteries in series, as we have done like this, if this battery gets fault, we can replace it with low cost than buying a bulk high voltage power bank, which will need high amount of money to buy again another one. Okay? Now, meaning one of the causes why we connect in series connection, it is we minimize some costs, some time. Okay? When one battery is faulty, it is very easy to replace. But there are also power banks. One power bank, if you want 36 volts, this is 36. If you want 36 volt or 48 volts, it is easy, or you can buy it when it is one connected, one, or like 4 in 1, and it will cost you, Okay, now we want to see why we connect these solar batteries in series. Why? We ask ourselves, why do we connect them in series? Let us see some of the reasons. One, to lower current. We connect these solar batteries to lower current. Okay, current, we said it is in capacity. Which capacity is the AH? Battery, let us say one battery is 12 volts, 100 AH. This is the capacity. 100 AH is the capacity I'm talking about. Now, we want to lower the current. We want to lower the current. It means one of our points why we connect solar batteries, since we have calculated that we need, if you are following the last video, go and watch how to calculate a battery AH, how to find out the battery AH, ampere hours. Okay, after finding your ampere hours, when it is 10, then you connect them, and if the voltage is 48, let us say the voltage, if the voltage is 48 volts, 100 AH, meaning you will connect these 4 batteries of 12 volts, 4 of them. Okay, 4 of them to make 48, because they are 12, then another one 12 to make 48. Then if you have calculated the ampere hours, if it is 100 ampere hours to run your gadgets or your system, then to maintain this 100 ampere hours, we need to connect in series, and this comes to lower current. The current will be exact what we need. The capacity will not increase. We need 100 capacity, 100 AH or ampere hours. Okay, now why we need the 100 ampere hours? Why we don't want, why we lower current? Okay, let me give you some of the reasons why we need the low current. You know, when you need high current, it will take you to have big cables to carry this current. Okay, current, pressure, voltage is the one to push this current. Now we have in series, we have more voltages, less current. Okay, meaning we shall use less cable, small cable. Always use copper wire, copper cables. Okay, don't use use aluminum cables. Okay, don't use copper cable because of the resistance. Aluminum have less resistance than cable or copper cables. Copper wires have high resistance, which limits the flow of electrons, and we are dealing with DC. We shall see why we use in electricity, why we like using copper than in DC. In DC we use aluminum. Okay, aluminum cables has less resistance than copper cables. Copper cables have high resistance, which limit the flow of current, and we want our flow in DC, because it is not 100%. We want it to send the exact value or the exact amount of power or voltage to the load or to the light or the fridge or your TVs. Okay, that's why we use aluminum, not copper. Now, one of the reasons why it lowers, why series connection lowers current, because it produces less heat. It produces less heat. As our point here, it produces less heat. Less heat, it means, let us say, if you're using an inverter has a transformer. Okay, when there is small current passing through a transformer or transformer windings, those windings, okay, when you see the windings, this is what I'm talking about. When you have a transformer is like this: primary, secondary, winding. This is primary, this is secondary. Now, this battery, we shall use less the small cables to limit transformer from heating in the inverter. That is one of the reasons why we use series connection, because we are going to use small cables. Okay, we don't need too much or big cables to carry the big the big current. Even though we have big voltage, but we have small current, meaning we need small cables. This is another point which I was saying about the small cables. In lowering current, smaller cables are used. It is one of our also another point. Smaller cables are used. Okay? For long distance, you can take your power in long distance using small cables. Aluminium, as I told you, because to limit because aluminium has less resistance than copper wires. Some technicians go and buy copper wires. Copper wires are good on electrical installations, not solar installations. Please, if you're doing your installation, because there is what we call cable losses. Okay, some energy is lost in cable. Then it goes to reach on your bulb when it is not really the real energy we need. And remember, our DC is a bit weak. Okay, solar system is a bit not really 100%. Now another point is it is better. It makes better efficiency. Okay. Now our battery. This battery, when it has small cables to take to your loads, to your TVs, to your radio, to your lights, to your fridge. Okay, we use small cables, and these cables, they make this battery not to over discharge. Okay, making its efficiency good. Okay, because the small current will be moving out. Small current, because if the cable is small, if the cable is like this, small current will flow. Then when the cable is big, this cable will carry more current and our battery will be drained or discharged very fast. Now if you use the small cable, our current will move small at a time. Okay, that's why it is in ampere hours. This current will follow small, and this calls to be with a better efficiency, and we can light for longer hours. That calls the efficiency very good. Another point under lowering the current, the reason why we lower current in connecting in series is it lesses less power loss. It makes the loss of power less. Okay, that's why I've wrote like less power loss. It makes the power which must be lost less. Okay, you know, when it is a big cable, when you connect your loads using big cables, there is power losses in the cables. Okay, now if we are using small tiny cables, small tiny wires, because we are having small current, we are aiming of small current because we are lowering the current. Now this cable will not carry too much power. There is power losses in the cable. When the power is moving in the cable, there are some resistance in the cable according to which type of cable you're using. As I've told you, if you're using copper wires, there is high resistance in the copper wires. Copper wires are good in electrical, not in solar. In solar, the aluminium cables which have less resistance are good. Okay, now this less power will be, we shall face a good condition that instead of losing power in the cable, okay, we shall not lose it because we are using small cables. Now another point why we connect solar batteries in series, another point we have better inverter performance. Do you know why we connect these batteries in series? Because it makes the inverter performs better. Okay, as I've explained, the inverter has a transformer inside. This transformer is used to step up, because we shall reach it when we reach in transformers in electrical. we shall learn about the transformers. Types of transformer: there is a step down and a step up transformer. Now, in a solar system, when you see an inverter, meaning an inverter has a transformer. Which transformer has an inverter has a transformer? Which transformer will get 12 volts, okay, from the battery? But this 12 volts will be produced from the power transistors. Power transistors transfer DC into AC, okay? Now this is 12 volts, but in AC, transformer gets 12 volts, but in AC, we shall dig much in this inverter when we go into electronics, okay? And we see how an inverter converts DC into AC. We shall see the circuit diagram and we shall draw and we see how we make our own inverters. Now, these 12 volts which come on the primary section of the transformer in an inverter, it is step up meaning it steps up the voltages. If the voltage was 12 AC, the output in the secondary transformer will be 240 volts AC. Now, here on the primary, the point was it makes better inverter performance. Here on the primary section, we shall use small cables, okay, whereby this inverter will not have heat in it when it is performing the step up of the voltage from 12 to 240. It will not have heat, okay. In the illuminations, I know we shall reach here and we study much on transformers. Heat will not be there because of the small cables which are connected on a battery. Battery, here there is a circuit, okay? A circuit which has the power transistors, the diodes, the resistors, okay? The capacitors, which we shall study them in electronics, okay? Now, these small cables will not make a transformer to heat up, making it to perform well. That's why our point is better inverter performance. This inverter will perform well because it will receive current which it needs for not wasted in heating or not wasted. These laminations, they overconsume current. When current passes through it, when it is big current, it heats up the transformer. Now, another point why we connect solar batteries in series, it is easy to expand, okay? As to expand, how? Someone can say, how can you expand these solar batteries in series? You connect another battery, easy to expand. This is negative, positive. This negative will go to, this positive will go to the battery. You see? Easy to expand. And this is also 12 volts, 100 Ah. Very easy to expand. Just to add on, get another battery, add on. As long as there is a voltage which you need. This voltage you will first read on the inverter. You know, most inverters are good. On this point of inverter, it eases the good performance of an inverter because most inverters use 24 volts to perform well. 24 volts, meaning you will have two batteries in series. 2 batteries in series, 24 volts. Some use 48 volts. The inverter which are good and efficient, well, they use 48 volts. Some use 24 volts. If you buy an inverter which uses 24 volts, it's very good. And an inverter which uses 48 volts, it's also good for your system. Always aim this technically. Even though for a smaller system you can use 12 volts, okay? But for good systems and good efficient, use 24 volt inverter or use 48 volt inverter. Those are good inverters for you which can run a fridge, can run a TV, can run your lights very well. Okay, because of their transformer, which is designed. You know, inverter normally its efficiency stands with the transformer. We shall read there and we study the transformer very well, and you will see how a transformer is winded, how a transformer can transform or step up or step down the voltages. Okay. Now let us we have seen why we connect solar batteries in series connection. We said it lowers current, whereby less heat is in the system, smaller cables are used, better efficiency, power losses are neglected. Then we saw another point on connecting them in series. Connecting them in series, they make the inverter to run smoothly. Okay. Another point is it is easy to expand. Okay. And this is why we connect them in series. Please, this is a warning to anyone going to install solar system. Solar system in series, connecting solar batteries. We are on solar batteries. Okay, we have come solar panels, regulators. Now we are on solar batteries. We are soon ending solar batteries. But I'm giving you a warning when you're connecting in series. Okay, as today we are talking about only series connection. I'm giving you these warnings. Please do not do it. Do not do them. Okay, one of the warning we are seeing, warning when connecting solar batteries in series. Warning when connecting solar batteries in series. Okay, in series, not parallel. This is the series connection. I'm giving a warning. One warning: don't mix different battery sizes. What do I mean? Don't mix different battery sizes. Do not mix different battery size. It's a warning. This, I can't laugh on this. It's a warning, because if you mix different battery sizes, what do I mean? If this battery is 12 volts, 70 Ah. Okay, if the first battery is 12 volts, 70 Ah, now the next battery you put 12 volts, 100 Ah, and the third battery you put 12 volts, 50 Ah. Now, this mixing, as my point, see my point, don't mix different battery sizes. Don't mix different battery sizes. Don't mix this size to be 70 Ah, this battery to be 100 Ah, this third battery to be 50 Ah. That is mixing the sizing of the battery. Okay, as I've told you, please go and watch the last video, the video which is on the calculation or sizing solar batteries. Okay, it will help you in every solar system calculation or battery calculations. Don't do this mistake. Connecting in series a 70 Ah, and you connect it in series with a 100 Ah, and you connect it in series with a 50 Ah, or any value or any rating or any capacity. Please don't ever do that. It shows you are missing a lot of knowledge about solar or battery connection, which I want to clear, that always use the same sizing. If it is 12 volts, 100 Ah, make sure the next battery you're connecting in series is 12 volts, 100 Ah. If you're having the third one, make sure you connect 12 volts, 100 Ah. Don't mix this because you have seen a battery. Please read on the battery. As I told you, always read on the battery. See the technical information of the battery before you buy. Don't just bring batteries of different ampere hours and you connect them in series. Okay, it is not good at all. Next point we can see, don't mix different battery brands. Please, don't mix different battery brands. The battery brands, I mean, do not mix different battery brands. What do I mean by the battery brand? Here you can use a lead acid. Battery 1 can be lead acid battery. Battery 2 can be nickel battery. And battery 3, you put a lithium type of battery. Don't mix battery brands. Okay? If you are buying AGM, please use only AGM. Let this be AGM, let this be AGM, let it be this. Or either if you're using lithium type of battery, make sure this is lithium, the same type, lithium. Don't put lithium, lead acid. No. Not allowed in any connection of the battery in solar system. Or lead acid, lithium battery. Not allowed. Or lithium, nickel batteries. Not allowed. Don't mix the battery brands. Okay? Always use the same brand. AGM. The same value, 100 Ah, 12 volts, 100 Ah, 12 volts, 100 Ah, 12 volts. Your system will be the same and it will function the way you want it. But because you don't know how a lithium batteries, how speed the electrons inside will move, or the way they did it to move very fast. It may be very fast, as we saw the efficiency. The lead acid batteries and the lithium batteries. The efficiency is different. Now you're putting the same thing. Different brands in the same connection, series connection. Not allowed at all. Because all manufacturers have different manufacturing style inside these electrodes. Okay? This positive electrode and a negative electrode. They have different chemical reaction insides. So you will not bring a lead acid battery, you connect together with a lithium battery, because they have lithium is powdered, lead acid you'll find when they have liquid inside, acid inside. Okay, it is not allowed. Now another point, another warning to you all technicians before connecting them in series. Don't mix old. Do not mix old. Listen this. Do not mix old batteries with new batteries. Why? Why do you have to get old battery, then you mix it with a new battery? Why? Get old battery. That is good. Get a new battery. That is good. Don't get old battery, new battery, old battery. That is bad. New battery, old battery. That is bad. If the system is new, if the battery bank is new, this is the battery bank, please buy new things. Buy the same brand, connect them, buy the same sizing. If it is 100, buy all batteries to be 100. Then do your connections here, either series or parallel, or series parallel connection. But these things, let them be the same. Let the brand be the same. Let, if it is new, to be the same. Because when it is old, in series, as you see in series, any battery, if this battery gets faulty, okay? If this battery gets faulty, you remember we have our outlet here. This is the positive terminal. This is the negative terminal. When this one gets faulty, or when this one is the one old, this is new battery, this is new battery, this is old battery. Meaning, power to move from here to come up to the positive terminal, it will come here, it will find when there is disorganization here. The current inside here are old. They are not making fast movement of the voltage which is coming inside. Okay, so you'll find the positive terminal is affected because of the old battery you pressed in the middle. So don't mix the old battery with the new batteries. All use new batteries. All installations always use new batteries. Okay, to safeguard your time. Okay. Another point. This is so crucial, and it is always double check polarity. The first thing I told you, always double check polarity. What I mean by double check polarity, you see negative, positive. Use the sight. Use your eyes to see positive. And if you are connecting in series, make sure this positive is connected on negative. And test here. This here, positive here, negative here, positive here. Your meter will show you 24 volts. Once the meter show you 24 volts and brings a negative, it is either 24 volts positive or negative. When it is positive, it doesn't show anything. When it is negative, when you have the polarity, always double check the polarity. When you have mismatched the polarity, you have put your negative here, your positive here. If you do the red terminal of your meter and you press on the red terminal, it shows you a negative. Just know you have done some error on your connection. But always check, double check your connections. See that you have connected this positive, negative, positive, negative. Then you have your output of a negative. And you also have output of a negative, this output of a positive. Okay? And this is how we shall have the technicians who are well trained in whichever country you are, whichever area you are. You will have customers believing in you because your work is smart. Without doing the things which we are showing here, I'm there. If you have any comment, any question you want to ask about the batteries in series, please, you can ask in the comment section. We can see how we solve our customers' problems. Okay? If you have many batteries and you have a lot of gadgets, what do you need to connect? Because we say, if you calculate in parallel and in series, you'll find that if you connect in series, it is the same power you'll get with the same thing you connect in series. Or if you connect in series, the same thing is the same power will be equals to when you connect in parallel. Okay? So it depends. What do you want? Do you want more voltage? Do your inverter needs 48 voltage? Then go for series. What do you want after calculating your system? Okay? Look for the video which is having solar battery or sizing the solar battery. Learn more on the formula which you can use. Okay? There is a lot of information in that video about sizing the batteries. And you will have a perfect connection your batteries. Okay? Now this is the warnings before you do series connection. Always don't mix the battery sizes. Okay? Don't make the sizes. Okay? Make it constant. If it is 100, let all batteries be 100. 12 volts, let all be 12 volts. Don't mix the battery brands. If this is Victron, don't mix it with AGM. Okay? And again, you put Victron battery. Don't mix the battery brands. If you're buying Victron battery, buy Victron battery. If you're buying AGM battery, buy AGM battery. If you're buying ABC battery, buy ABC battery. Okay, those are the brands. Don't mix them, okay? Because you don't know how each manufacturer has the way of he connected his battery inside there. Inside, he knows how the chemical reaction gets, but this you may mix. This is very fast and this is very low, and they will collide because it is series connection. Any battery which get fault, all system is affected. In series connection, if one battery gets faulty, all system is affected. If this battery gets faulty, positive will get affected, and even negative terminal will get affected because positive will pass through this affected battery, or negative will pass through this affected battery, and the system is faulty. Okay, that's why we don't mix old and new batteries. Do not mix old batteries and new batteries, please, because old batteries, its efficiency or the energy output is low, and it will affect the new batteries. And in batteries, the system will target the older voltage which is low. Some people ask that can you connect a 100 ampere hour and a 200 ampere hour in series? Yes, you can connect them in series like this. If you have a 100 ampere hour and a 200 ampere hour, can you connect them in series? Let us say that this is a 200 ampere hour, this is 100. Okay, now our system, the system will not focus on the 200. If this is a 200 ampere hour, this is 100 ampere hour, the system will focus on the lower one, not the bigger one. Okay, and your system will be consuming only on this one, leaving the 200 ampere hour. That's why it is, as I told you, don't mix the sizes. It will focus on the 100, the low capacity. And we have seen how solar batteries are connected in series. Okay, I want us to go and do this, review the video, learn much, have some notes with you, because we are learning a lot in this channel. We are learning solar systems. We are going after the batteries. We shall go on the inverters, how you design an inverter on any solar system, and what is the use of the inverters, as we are seeing each component in solar system. And after finishing the solar system, we are going to do the general electricals. We start off with the general electricals, and I show you how you need to wire the sockets, the main switch, the pipe works, all the switches, the two-way gang, everything in electrical. And after electrical, we shall again go in electronics. Electronics, that's where we shall see how to repair, how to do any circuit diagram, how to repair electronic gadgets, like TVs, radios, phone, everything, how to repair and charge controller, how to repair a lot of electronic gadgets. You know, electron has has a big field. Okay, every day they produce new electronic gadget. Okay, but since you shall study all these things technically and you will know them properly, meaning every electronic gadget, you will be able to repair it. Okay, don't get you a technician, you are on this channel, you have subscribed, and you're taking your gadget to someone else. No, we shall get the whole information which you need to repair your own gadget on this channel. Okay, thank you so much for watching. In the next video, let us see how solar batteries are connected in parallel. Since we have seen solar batteries, how they are connected in series, we need to know how these solar batteries are connected also in parallel. We see what is the aim. As we have seen, the aim of the connecting solar batteries in series is to increase the voltages, okay? The efficiency of the system is better, to improve the inverter performance, okay? And to see, and we are said the capacity is constant, is low in series connection. Now we want to see what's the aim and what is the logic of connecting solar batteries in parallel. In the next video, don't miss, subscribe and comment for any question on solar system or solar batteries. I will answer you effectively. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video of solar batteries in parallel. Thank you.